I thought you wasn't taking a shower.
Well, I wasn't going to, but I thought about it, and tomorrow's supposed to be nasty and rainy.
Right.
And like 30 something in the morning. So I changed my mind. But I do like taking my shower in the morning because I can deal with my hair a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just sitting on here messing with this, man. Ain't nobody on here. I'm just sitting here.
But I don't want to get up at 6:30, get in the shower, and then go outside with a wet head at 30 degrees.
Right. I got so much stuff scattered out that it's like I'm so disorganized. Almost. I still like binders better than computers. I don't care what anybody says. I got too many random papers. What's it? Is Guy in his room, home? I need me a pen, man. Pen. Honey, do you got a good ballpoint pen?
In my purse?
And I have it?
Yeah. There's several in there. Pick out one.
Alright. So all I got is a pencil and I need a pen. I can't even see the pencil when I write it on here. I don't know where I had a good pen. You know what I mean? I feel like somebody broke in and stole my pen. Hey, bud. Hi, buddy. Hey, bud. Did you go get my pen? Did you go get my pen? Come get up here. Come on. You want to get up here? Well, come on. Get up here and see me. Get up here and see me. Hi, bud. Get up here. Get up here. Come on. You gotta get up here. I'm not putting you on. I'm not putting you on. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? No, I'm not putting you out. I'm not putting you out. No, not putting it out. Go get me a pen. Go get. How's it going this evening, man? A woman? I'm sorry. I don't know. You doing good? can't. I can't see. I can't see that. Sorry, man. Woman, whatever one. I don't know which one, but sorry about that. I can't see your picture all that well. I'm on a phone, so everything's really, 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 really small. Oh my. Oh, well, no kidding. Yeah. Oh, well, hey, I'm sorry, ma'am. How you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm on a phone, so everything's really, really small, so I can't tell. I can't tell until someone tells me whether it's a male or female. But it's nice to say hello to you. Where are you from in the world? Hey, what's up, Ozark Jerry? How you doing, brother? You did really good tonight on live, man. You did excellent, brother. You did really, really good, man. I told you, though, this afternoon when we was on here, man, I mean, I was telling everybody, to me, it's kind of easier when you get started doing the live just because you got other people to talk to. I have a hard time getting in here sometimes and just talking and making, like, videos, but I found that getting on here on live and having somebody just to say hi to helps me keep going, man, honestly. Oh, dude, it does, man. I honestly, the first time I went on live, Jerry, I sat here for about 20 minutes, like debating whether I should hit the button and then it was like it dawned on me. Well, what's the difference between me hitting record on the phone and then uploading it to YouTube and me just hitting the button on here? Because I don't do no editing. Hell, I don't know how to edit nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not, man? So I just get on here and hit it. Like, me and my wife was sitting here this evening and she's watching television. And I come in here just to try to rewrite I try to keep everybody's stuff wrote down just so I kind of have my own way of keeping a copy because I still believe in a binder. But, just old school kind of stuff. And it helps me when I see people on here talking and we're doing the live stream and there's a lot going on, then by coming through and writing everybody's stuff down by hand, then it helps me to be able to pull it up out of my brain when I'm trying to talk with people so that I can remember like small details about everybody's channel that way. It makes me feel like I'm not, I guess, more personally connected. It makes me where I can be like, hey, I seen Ozark Jerry. Hey, man, I was with you when you went to Taco Bell, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I watched. You know what I mean? Things like that, or whomever it might be. Uh, I don't Jerry, I'm not going to tell you yes or no, brother, because while you was talking there for a couple times, I was making my dinner plate at my mother and father's house just down the hill. I'd walk down there for dinner. So I'd be lying if I said that I know whether you was muted when I don't know. While I was listening to you, you were coming in. I could hear you really good, man. And your interaction with everybody, as far as I was concerned, man. Of course, I mean, I felt like you did. I felt like you did great, man. It's what I see everybody else on here doing. That's like doing what me and you, doing what we're doing. You just get on here and kind of try to be nice to people and talk to them. And for me, I'd like the only thing that I personally am not real good at yet is like all the comments and everybody's stuff is down here on the bottom of my phone, and I know you know what I'm talking about because you was this evening. It's hard to see. After a few minutes, everything kind of blends together for me, and then it's like I don't have no idea what anybody's saying at some points. So if you're ever trying to ask me something and you think I'm ignoring you, just ask me again, and I'll answer you because, dude, it might go through, and then for me to start scrolling back, I'm not even going to do that right now because I can promise you, I'm that guy that could totally. I could mess something up pretty good, so I try to keep from doing anything extra at this point. I'd really like to get where I could some of these real smart people on here, and you know a couple of them. They're good at it. They can do the computer and be on here talking to you at the same time. But if I try doing that, it's over, man. Yeah, I'm gonna check her out too. Yeah, yes. I already had her on my sub list, and dude, I was looking for the other name. I was looking for the first name we was talking about, and then when y'all mentioned the other name she goes by, then I was like, now that sounds very familiar to me. And then I started going through my stuff, and I was like, yeah, okay. I know who that is now. So yeah, I went and I found her as soon as I got off the live chat with you. I went and I found her. I found her channel. I know I'm almost 100% it was her. And I watched the very first video. I watched that video so that I watched the video so that I could leave her a message and let her know that I came over from watching with you on your live, that I wanted to come over, and I promised that I would stop in and I would see her on her live chat, and I went ahead and did that. So just so you know, I did what I said I was going to do. I got off of your channel and I went directly to her channel, and I watched the very first video that I came to on her little home page. I just went to the first one, I watched it all the way through, and then I left her a message letting her know that when she went live, that I would definitely pop in, but I know exactly I know the name now. When y'all mentioned the second thing that she goes by, then I was like, okay, I know who she's talking about. Sing now, Bandy. Man, yeah. Man, I do appreciate the props on that, Jerry. It's just something that I do love to do. It's just something that's fun for me. But yeah, I may sing you a song or something, man. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Like for me and my family, everybody grew up kind of just enjoying music in general. Now, my parents don't play any music, not no instruments or anything. but a lot of my other family members do. And then, it was just one of those things that it intrigued me since I was just a young, so I just took it up, man. But, well, do you have, what kind of songs do you like, Ozark, Jerry? Do you like, what kind of songs do you like, man? Any particular kind of, genre or artist? You like Johnny Cash? Old country? Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Yeah. Johnny Cash especially. Um, I like Johnny Cash's story. Yeah, 60s, 70s, 80s. I played in a little band called Secondhand Smoke, and a lot of our music was like 60s, 70s, and then we did some 80s, 90s, and then we did some cover tunes that were my songs, and some other recent like music, but we did focus a lot on like Skinner, uh, Bad Company, Rolling Stones. Um, oh gosh, man! I mean, we had 120, 160 song set list there at the end, so we had a lot of cover tunes that we could pull off if needed. If need be, just about any kind of song at a bar that somebody would be like, "Hey, can y'all do this?" We may not be able to do it the best in the world, but we kind of had you covered on it. You know what I mean? We had our wheelhouse songs, but then we tried to make sure that for bar, because we played bars, man. We weren't no big band, dude. We played bars, nightclubs. I mean, that. I mean, we played some pretty cool gigs. Don't get me wrong; it was fun. I loved it all, but it's not like we played no, what nothing major, nothing like that. But yeah, man. I love it all, but as we were talking about, I'm a country music fan, just because um, I enjoy the acoustic side of a lot of music, bluegrass, um, uh, all those kind of things, man. I love all music. I can't really think of nothing that I don't like in music. But bluegrass is what I like to listen to. Bluegrass and acoustic music. I just appreciate it when people can sit down and just rock out, man. Like, yeah, hey, man, go for it. I can dig it. I don't care what kind of music it is in that case, as long as they're willing to play. But yeah, man. One of them things. You have one of them voices. I'm surprised that you don't sing more often. You said you do sing karaoke and stuff, though. Didn't I hear you say that earlier? That you like to do karaoke? Gotta get in tune. Jerry, do you know Will the Circle Be Unbroken, man? Old Johnny Cash done that one quite a bit. I don't do I don't do no Johnny Cash version of it or anything, but we can maybe pull that one off right out of the blue for you. All right, give me just a second. This ain't my playing guitar, man. My playing guitar is a Martin. It's currently having new frets put on it at the guitar shop, so you just have to forgive me. I don't have my playing instrument. Not that I can play, but I will do your song biz. It's just me and you. I think there's only one other person in here, so I'm not gonna. I don't mind though. I was standing by my window on one cold and cloudy day when I saw that hearse come rolling for to carry my mother away. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Lord, I told that undertaker, undertaker, please drive slow, for this body you are hauling. Lord, I hate to see her go. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Lord, I told that undertaker, undertaker, please drive slow, for this body you are hauling. Lord, I hate to see her go. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. There you go, Jerry. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. There you go, Jerry. That's the best I can do for you for off the rip anyway. Thanks for asking me though. I appreciate you saying something about that. I do like it, man. I do like it. It's fun. It's fun, you know. Never one of those things I ever really had a chance to do anything professionally, for sure. But definitely something I just enjoy, man. Whether I was ever getting paid for it or not wouldn't matter. I'd be doing it exactly the same, no matter what. And I can say that wholeheartedly. So, you know, oh, we got snack back, Trishan. I found you. I told you I would come find you. I will definitely be there. Jamal Williams, God bless you. I love your music. Jamal Williams, thank you, man. You always leave me such great comments and you have such great material, man. Hey, man, thank you very much for saying that. Thank you, Jamal Williams. Thank you, man. I have been by to see you, and I know you know I have, because I have purposely left you messages to let you know that I've been there. But thank you so much for saying that. I do appreciate that, man. I love music. You know, to get to do it for one person or 20 million is a blessing for me. So, you know, it's, you know, just something that I enjoy no matter whether I'm sitting here by myself or there's, uh, no, you know, 100 people, 1,000 people, doesn't matter, but I just love it. It's a God's love, I guess, for it. You know what I mean? Just thank you, Jamal. Man, I don't know whether to call you Mr. Williams, Jamal Williams. I don't know, but brother, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. God bless you, Snapback. Absolutely, God bless you, Snapback. I did come see you, just like I said I would. I came immediately and I found you. I kind of knew you as the second name, Snapback coach. So you went live. Are you? Okay, are you live right now? Because I will. If you're going to go live right now, then I'll cut off right now and I'll come over and I will check you out because I promised you that I would. I just was over there and left you a message so that you know that I was there and that I was going to come see. I didn't know exactly when you were going to do that because I don't want snap back, Sean. No, well, but if you do, I'm coming. I'm coming over because I give you my word that I was. You went already. Like I didn't realize it was going to be that fast, and I do apologize. I didn't realize that. I apologize, but I will. I promise you. I promise you. I will. I did come over and see you, and I will keep an eye out for you going live, and I will make sure that I tune in because I want to help everybody. I do. I do. I didn't realize actually until this past week. I forget which one was explaining how the whole thing worked with going live and how it helps us once we get to that 50 subscriber mark. I didn't realize how much help we could be to one another by tuning in on the live stream. Now that I know that, I'll purposely put my little alarm bell thing on. I didn't know that. Well, thank you. I've been called a lot worse for sure. So, but thank you. Uh, Ozark Jerry, brother, I'm gonna tell you what, man, you're gonna do just fine at live. If you just do exactly, in my personal opinion, you just be exactly what you were, and I think that people will gather. If I knew exactly any more about it, then I would try to help, facilitate that more. But honestly, man, it's for me, it's blind lead. I, I don't really know what I'm doing yet. Like we was talking earlier, when I went live for the first time, bro, I sat here for about 20 minutes, like, man, I don't know if I should do this. And then finally, it was just like, all right, I'm just gonna hit the button. You know what I'm saying? See what happens. Because truth of the matter is, I don't do any editing on my videos. Just because I can't help the fact that I get overwhelmed by that kind of stuff, and it's like, man, you know what? I don't care if they see me make mistakes. At least they'll know I'm a real person when they see me. I mean, I and the whole idea of it, just like working on this computer, all these lessons that I've seen out there for like CapCut and all this crap, dude, that's not for me because I can't do it. Play your music. I will play you a song. I wasn't really ready for music this evening. I don't really have my guitar, but I do have a guitar. I'm sure I can find something that I could play. Old country. What do you like? Snapback. I'll play you. Glad you went live. Plus, I love when you play your guitar. I'm telling you, it lifts up my spirit. Man, thank you for saying that, Jamal. Thank you. I'm so glad that, man. I'll be honest. That I'm honored. I'm honored by that. I'm honored by that. You know, as a musician that would sit here in this room, and I have sat here in this room for hours on end by myself and loved every second of it. And to have another human being even suggest that they're blessed by hearing me play is an honor to me, and I mean that sincerely. I don't say that lightly. I truly mean that. That I thank you for that. As much as what you say, my music helps lift you up. Those kind of words help. Those kind of words help people like me enjoy something they love even more. So I thank you for that, sir. Gosh, now I almost feel obligated to play after getting such wonderful comments like Mr. Jamal Williams gives me. It's like, well, now I almost have to play a little something, don't All right, man. Well, I have seen my last tomorrow. I'm holding my last breath. But don't you cry over my body, 'cause that ain't me that's lying there. I'm standing on the mountain. I can hear the angel's song. I am reaching over Jordan. Take my hand, Lord, lead me home. All my burdens are behind me. I have prayed my final prayer. But don't you cry over my body, 'cause that ain't me that's lying there. I'm standing on the mountain. I can hear the angel's song. I'm reaching over Jordan. Take my hand, Lord, lead me home. I'm standing on the mountain, and I can hear the angel's song. I'm reaching over Jordan. And take my hand, Lord, lead me home. And take my hand, Lord, lead me home. go, Mr. Jamal Williams. Yeah, that's a song that I learned off of Jamie Johnson's album. Um, it's called Lead Me Home. If you would like to hear the original version of it, that is his song. That's not my song. Just to make that very, very clear. Um, but yeah, it's a beautiful song. Uh, has a lot of meaning to it. And as a Christian man, um, I know that that's where my real home's going to be. This is just a small little piece of what really is to come for what the afterlife as a Christian man is. So, uh, yeah, yeah, it's real life for me. Yeah, Miss Trishana, I'm pretty sure that he's the original songwriter of that, Jamie Johnson. It's on his album. I think it's called Jamie Johnson. But it's called. Hey, honey, is that song called "Lead Me Home"?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called "Lead Me Home." It's good. It's a good song. Obviously, he does a whole lot better than what I could ever do, but it's a great song. Um, yeah, it's worthy of going and listening to. He's got some great material. I like it all, to be honest with you. Just because I know he's a songwriter and I know that he does a lot of his own stuff, and I've always been the kind of person that I just appreciate that, even if the song may not be the world's greatest gift to mankind. I just appreciate how much work goes into not only learning your instrument, but then applying that and being able to somehow sing a song at the same time. So yeah, I just appreciate it. But yeah, he's a great artist. He was. Well, I guess him and I are probably about the same age. He's a Marine Corps veteran, so that makes it even better to support him, and he supports our veterans. Does a lot of work for them, so he's worthy of the support. God Bandy, I have a question. I would love to meet you in person, but I live in Elizabethton, Pennsylvania, Lancaster. Actually, you know what, Jamal Williams? It's funny you say that because I was born in Harford County, Maryland, which is just south of Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania line was only about maybe 5 miles from me. We used to go over into Amish country. My dad would take me as a young man over there, and my daddy was always the kind of fellow that he loved like fresh butter and fresh, all that kind of stuff. And so we went over to that part of Pennsylvania quite a bit. I had a little gal that I dated back when I was just a young man. Um, she lived in York County, Pennsylvania. Um, so yeah, I do have a little bit of familiarity with that part of town, but I'm actually in Southwest Virginia these days, man. I moved here when I was 19. I live about an hour from where Bristol, Tennessee is. So yeah, I'm in the mountains now, man. Pretty deep in the mountains. But I'm actually, Harford County, Maryland's still my home. That's where a lot of my family's from. I mean, as far as like hometown, that's where I was born at, and that's, where I was raised till I was 19, and then we moved down here. But, yeah, Pennsylvania, I've been to Pennsylvania quite a bit, back in the day when I lived in that part of the country. Oh yeah, man, the mountains, dude. I'm gonna tell you, there's a peace that comes with just having the space. Now, I mean, we have people. We're not in caves down here or nothing. You know what I'm saying? We got plenty of people. But what I'm trying to get at is it's not hard to find your space. Like if you just get where you just like need some quiet, because I remember like when I lived in Bel Air, Maryland, right outside of Baltimore. And it was busy, and there was traffic and all that kind of stuff. But I lived on the outskirts, so I wasn't affected by it a whole lot. But like there's something about being somewhere where when you want peace and quiet, then you don't have to hear a horn blow. You don't have to hear nobody's car alarms going off. You know, if somebody's car alarm's going off around here, that means a bear's probably trying to get into their vehicle, and you probably just let them do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but there's a peace. There's a peace that comes. There's a peace that comes with that. Um, but yeah, man, yeah, I like Pennsylvania. I do. I like Pennsylvania. I've been there quite a bit in my lifetime. It's been a lot of years since I was up there. I tell you one thing I remember about Pennsylvania was I had just turned 16 years old, and the little girl I was dating, her mom and dad had split up, and her mom had moved to Pennsylvania, York County, and it was wintertime. Uh, first time I'd ever been like driving on iffy roads. Well, I took off to take her home to York, which was about, it wasn't far. It wasn't that far. I don't remember, maybe a 20-minute ride. But man, I came out of this ice storm, and like the whole road was just nothing but just like just ice. There was no snow. There was no color. It was just black ice. Just like, looked like road, but it wasn't road. It was just ice. And I had an old 79 Monte Carlo that my Uncle Jerry and my Aunt Melinda had sold to my mother and father to help me get my first vehicle on the road. And thank God I had that car on that. That was the car, because it was heavy, and man, that thing would go like a tank. And thank God, because it was only by the grace of God that I didn't wind up, over in the ditch or something. But it was slick, man. That was one crazy experience coming out of Pennsylvania, trying to get back home to my mother and father's house. And it was so slick, bro. Like, I can't even describe, like, if the road was tilting any at all, your car would just, you know what I'm saying, just keep doing that. Just keep doing that. And it's like, man, yeah, I don't want to do this no more. So, that was one. But Pennsylvania, man, uh, speaking of Pennsylvania, I remember my family. I think it was Pennsylvania they used to go to like get, like, or maybe it was Delaware. I know some of my family used to leave Maryland, used to travel from Maryland. It might have been Delaware they used to go to like get maybe tax, like not pay taxes on their like buy a bunch of cigarettes, like, my family that smoked. It might have been Delaware that they went to, not Pennsylvania. But they go there to try to save money on not pay taxes on their cigarettes. And, hey, I pay. Hey, I went to. I mean, I paid enough taxes on cigarettes. Thank God I kicked them too. I kicked them too. I think it was March 29th when I quit smoking, man. And that was a habit. Out of all the habits in life that I think that a person could pick up, that is one that is just like, dude, I will never pick them up again, just because they're too hard to quit. They're too hard to lay down. See what you say there? Oh man, dude, yeah, is it Delaware? Okay, yeah, I knew they went. I couldn't remember exactly what's. I remember hearing them talk about going, to pick up, cigarettes or whatever else it is that they bought and everything. But gosh, where we lived at there in Maryland, you were right on, like, not far from Delaware. You weren't far from Pennsylvania. Uh, I mean, everything kind of in a little circle, and then D.C. wasn't far, and Northern Virginia, it wasn't far, just because of where I happened to be at in the state, in Maryland, where I was at. It was kind of like, just a little ways out the road you could be in Delaware, a little ways out the road you could be in Pennsylvania, a little ways out the road you could go over into Virginia. So it was pretty cool. Oh man, no, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, and it is by the grace of God, because the truth is, that is hard. It's a battle, and I'm learning that like, man, it really is on some things like that. It's a day to day. Like, just you got to just remind. Like, I don't do that no more. I literally Walked in the store. It was about 3 months after I'd quit, and the young girls that work out there, they know me. I'm out at the store all the time, and they knew I had quit smoking. I wasn't buying cigarettes no more, but out of habit, just buying my regular stuff, getting my Mountain Dew, getting my coffee and all that. I asked for my cigarettes, and the little girl that works behind the counter was like, "Well, I thought you quit." And when she said that, I was like, "I have quit." And it was like I didn't even mean, like, it was such a habit to just go in and be like, "Yeah, give me a pack of blah blah blah," and it's weird, man. It's so odd because I had been quit for like 2 months, maybe 3 months at that time, and I still, just by habit, walked in the store, man, and hey, man, give me a pack of this, and then that lady's like, "I thought you quit." And I'm like, "I did quit. You're right. You're right. Don't give me that. I don't want them, man." But I can tell you right now, Jamal, no kidding, bro. It's one of these habits. I told my best friend this. It's a habit that right now, if I smoked one cigarette, I might as well just smoke. I might as well just, if I smoked one, I might as well just smoke the whole pack because it's over. I just know that I've had my last one. I don't want no more of them. One, they just got way too expensive, and I just like being able to breathe good. And what can I say? I wanted to quit before I had any kind of real bad, crazy lung issues or anything like that. And knock on wood, nothing like that for me. So I'm thankful for that. But gosh, they were like $10 a pack, man. I'm not a rich man, dude. I mean, $10 is $10 where I come from. I mean, $10. Daggone, man, that's a little bit of gas in the truck, or I mean, I can do a lot of other things with $10 besides go buy a pack of cigarettes. So you know what I mean? Oh man, dude, Jamal, I love doing this, man. To be honest with you, I didn't even realize that I would like doing this, but there's a therapy for me found, and I say this in full sincerity. There's a therapy for me found when I hit record on this thing and I start talking out loud. It's almost like when you're praying to yourself and you pray long enough that you are now praying and you're getting the answer through prayer. Because for me, the answers through prayer come with consistency. I don't always get my answer on the first prayer. And I stop after the first prayer because I know God heard it. But then after that, then I start having those inner conversations about that prayer. And I start meditating on that prayer. And I wait for what I feel like is being led by the Spirit, whatever that means. For me, I wait until I feel confident in my next step. And I try to do that with my words these days. I'm very mindful about the things that I say because I want my words to be clear. I don't want nobody to ever question, well, what did he mean by that? Or whatever. So as I started sharing on this phone and turning it on and hearing, like, just getting that audible sound in my own ear, like, and hearing myself work through my problems sometimes because um I agree. My daddy said your man word is his bond. Absolutely, Mr. Shauna. Absolutely. And, as young men, we take that for granted as we're coming up. And as we get a little bit older, there becomes an honor that is tied to it. That, if I tell you I'm going to do something, the best thing I can do is to do that. Because now you have an expectation that meets my standards. Because if I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And if you follow that rule, then whether you're in concurrence with the person or not, they respect you from that moment forward. And it earns you that bit of respect. There's always more to be earned. But I just, at this point in my life, at 47 years old, and the dumb stuff I've done along the way and the things that I've had happen to me, um, I just feel like that's my most important step in anything these days, is to make sure that I'm very, very mindful about how I treat people, and I'm very mindful about what I say to people, but I'm also very willing to tell someone exactly what I think, because I promise you I've thought about it. I don't just fly loose at the mouth over things. And that comes with time, because I was one of those people that I was loose lipped on both ends, and I'd run my mouth, let my mouth overload my hind end, and then hey, and my son, I see him coming up behind me. I see a lot of me in him, and I'm like, but all I can do is give him the time it takes to start seeing that, hey man, there's a few little important things to uphold. The rest can be let go, but one, you always hold your morals. Hold your morals. Always hold your morals. If you give them up, there ain't a prayer, there ain't nothing that's really going to help you at that point. So you keep your morals and you hold them tight. After that, the mistakes that are made, then I believe it's an ask for forgiveness away, and then you move on from it. I believe that's what God wants us to do. I believe if you've said a sincere prayer or a sincere apology, then, and if you meant it, then God expects you to move on from that and put that behind you and just go on. And that's my most important steps forward for me, is like from this day forward, when I started this YouTube thing and I figured out how to hit record, and I figured out that, man, you know what? I really just enjoy sharing myself and sharing my stories. Uh, that's one thing I promised myself with my own son. I would not hide one thing that happened in my life. He knows about my penitentiary days. I spent 3 years in prison. And I didn't spend 3 years in a kiddie camp. I went to prison. And I had 20 years over my head. I lost my rights. I lost everything. I lost a marriage while I was in there. I lost a home while I was in there. So, you know, it's important for me to, I think, I share that with my son so that he can then see exactly what not to do. I may not be able to tell you exactly what to do, but if you'll just listen to me and say, hey, Dad, I know you would never lead me astray. If you'll just say, hey, if I don't listen to nothing old Dad says, if all I do is just look back in his life and say, well, I can see, because Dad pointed out to me where he went wrong, and I see that mistake, and I'm not going to do that. Hey, if I get, I'm winning. If I get that, praise the Lord. Kids, the way it is these days, if I can get that out of my young man, then I'm winning. I'm winning, and I'll take it. Just be a man of your word. Be a man of your word, and I believe the rest will follow. Obviously, as a Christian man, I think our one true goal should be in this world, if you want to please God in any kind of way, I think we should all walk this world trying to be our best version of fishers of men. And when I say that, I mean, I think that's what God wants us to do as Christian people, is every chance you get, spread the love of God. You don't have to pound people in the brain with it. You ain't got to have the most elegant words either. But being sincere and being willing to share of yourself and humble yourself to people, then I think God just wants us to be fishers of men. Whether you fish and catch one, or you fish and catch 10 million. I don't think God cares about that number. I don't think that's the number he looks at. I think the number that he really looks at was did you try? Did you go out? Did you go out like the good book says, and with pride, pray for people if they want to be prayed with, and speak about the love of Christ, and not try to beat people up with it? I don't try to beat people up with it, man. I've been through too much in this world for me to try to preach to anybody. So I can promise you, if there's forgiveness for me from God, and I can move forward, then there's forgiveness for you as well. It truly is a sincere ask away when you have a God like we serve. As Christian people, that's just the way I feel. Now, I respect all religions because I believe you have to have something that's greater than yourself, or you're a pretty empty vessel, no matter how you want to look at it. But I also believe too that in the end it all comes right back to, man, it's God. It's God. You call him whatever name, I got my own name too, and but for me that's how I look at it. But it's I enjoy. But Jamal, I thank you for saying that, and I enjoy doing this a lot more than what I ever thought that I would, and I held off on this for a long time, probably 2 years, that I really wanted to just get on here and share myself. I didn't care if it was one person, 10 people. In my life, that one extra person is I'm winning. I'm winning. So to have you on here and be able to read what you have to say, I wish I could hear your words, bro. I really do. I wish I could hear you. I was talking about that with Ozark Jerry earlier about, it would be cool if there was a way that through this function we could hear each other's words, and knowing that you can hear mine is cool, but I would love to be able to hear you in return, and maybe we can make that happen one day. Um, thank you. I really do appreciate that. I'm not a studied man. I don't have any real special skills. I don't have no degrees. I don't have nothing. But I have two eyes. I have a brain, and I have a desire to know more. Um, I don't shoot to be any type of a. I'm not good at quoting scripture. I never have been. But what I do love is just talking about things that I do know in the Bible and how they affect me in my life, and how I've seen how taking on that true walk has given me strength that I didn't know was there. I wish I would have known. I wish I would have known to give in and just let God a long time ago, because my plan for me was a hard road to hoe, and it came with a lot of strife and a lot of toil, a lot of heartache, man. Because I'll be honest with you, man, my conscience sometimes bothers me, knowing that I knew better, the things that I did, and that things that I allowed myself to be a part of, knowing that I was the kind of man that all I had to do was say no. And there was not a man on this planet could make me change my mind otherwise. But instead I said yes. And I bought in on some dumb stuff. And I let weakness, because I had enough of a sickness to claim woe as me, then I allowed that weakness to take over my entire life. And I'll never speak it in any other terms. I would never put anybody down that's been on drugs or alcohol or anything. But what I am saying is, you have to look at yourself. I don't care who did it to you. I got prescribed the shit by a doctor. Doctors feed it to you, man. I was 23 years old. I was, having a hip replaced. I was in misery. I really didn't feel well anyway. And then doctors just overload you with more than you ever should really have. Should have killed me. And, I'm not blaming them. I'm telling you that it was until I looked at what did God do. And it wasn't until then that I started moving forward. The whole time that I spent looking at, oh, this one wrote me this, or this one snitched me out, or whatever. Hey, man, I wasn't going nowhere. I was still stuck. Still just stuck in the same freaking hamster wheel, just running back and forth. And I'll be honest with you, man. My best friend and I'm, if you don't want to hear it, then I understand you turn it off. But now that I'm telling the story, I'm gonna tell it. My friend and I, we started a deli out in our little town. Got a building. We remodeled it from, it was a junk hole, man. It was bad. And we remodeled it from scratch. Tore every 2 by 4 in it out. All brand new stuff, all new, brand new wire, brand new everything. Anyway, this was years after coming home from prison. After all this, I never went back or anything. But I still just hadn't kicked the habit. I still was toying. I still was fighting. And it's about 5 years ago now, coming up on 5 years ago. There was a moment while we were doing that I love this man. When I tell you he's my best friend, we've been friends for 29 years. And he's my brother. I love that man. And I love him enough that I made a conscious decision. Whether we fail or whether we succeed, I am going to take the one last equation of my own personal failure out of this. And that was the drugs. I decided that no matter what. Now, I was taking Suboxone. I wasn't taking pain pills anymore. But I have a personal belief about Suboxone and methadone. It's no different. You're still reliant on a human being to write you a prescription so that you can go get what makes you feel better. But I made the decision then that whether we failed in business or whether we won in business, that I was going to put that crap down, whether I lived or died, and that if I did make any mistakes, it was going to be a sober mind, and I was not going to be clouded by anything. And that's really where it came from, brother. It was a conscious decision. Like, I'm done. I started this crap when I was young, man. I was a young man. And it was, a long, hard road. But I am finding that once I was able to just let go of me, let go of this old shell, let go of this old stuff up here, and figure out that battle I've been having between my ears, that I've been so disgusted with myself with for so many years, that battle was nothing more than me praying to God. That was me and God having our conversation. That's all it was. That battle between my ears that I thought was this, it was me. It was me and God sorting things out. Because I was taught that when you pray, you talk to God like you would a friend. And I'm learning that battle that I had going on, it wasn't nothing more than Guy and God sorting things out, getting that conversation back in line with where my heart was always at. My heart was always in Christ. Guys, I grew up in a family, praise God, that they talked about Jesus, and it was never like a forced conversation or nothing. It just was a conversation that in our house, it was spoke of. And thank God, because even when my ears wasn't ready maybe to take it and do anything with it, I heard it and I knew it. And you hear story. That's why I think it's so important as a dad. I've got a young man, and I just think it's so important to humble yourself and pray. When it comes time to pray, pray. There's no shame. I give it to God. I give it to God. And then after that frees me to deal with the human stuff. What we have to deal with. But ultimately, I give it to God. And I say, hey, all right, now I'm going to do what human things back here I got to do to try to keep up with this, but I give it to you, God. I that's the best I can do. And, along this path, I found my voice. Jamal, it's people like you that as I speak And I know that somebody's listening to me and they can hear what I'm saying and understand that at least you're talking to someone or you're hearing someone talk. I'm only speaking from what I know. I'm not beating you up with a book or trying to beat you up with a Bible. I'm just speaking from my heart, man. I guess for me, coming out of, you know, what I referred to as being an addict, I'm going to tell you all this story. It's important, it ties into this. I was talking to my Aunt Chris. She's always been kind of my favorite, one of my favorites. I got a couple different favorite ones, but she was just that aunt. Loved her dearly. Still love her dearly. Let me put it that way. Love her dearly. But I was talking to her one evening. She had come in from Maryland to see my mother, who's her oldest sister. She had come in to see her, and we were talking about things. And honestly, I hid myself from the world for a long time. And anyway, we were having one of our conversations, and I referred to myself as as an addict. And God bless her. Uh, she said, Guy Anthony, I don't want to hear that no more. You're not an addict. You are a child of Christ. And it's one of those times in your life where you know that God just give you a smackdown. He just went, pow, and smacked you, and you were like, whoa. That's why that this has been in my heart all along. It's because with Jesus in there, yeah, there's other things that can happen, but it can't take your heart. It can't do that. Yeah, it can do a lot of things, but with Jesus in there ain't no room for none of that other crap. There's no room for it. And that was an inflection point. Like, I try my darndest these days. I never refer to myself as an addict. And because I laid that crap down, I give it back to God. It ain't mine anymore. I'm not an addict no more. I don't do drugs anymore. I don't do nothing. That is important to me. I don't do anything to cloud my mind. I drink some strong coffee. Okay, I drink strong coffee. That's what I do. Thank you, Mr. Jamal. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I love getting to speak to, like I told you, man. If it's nothing but one other person, if they're hearing what I have to say, then I appreciate that, man. But thank you, man. Thank you for coming by and listening to me. I appreciate that, brother. Gosh, man, Tom, you're still here. Hey, I appreciate I appreciate you too, Miss Trishana. I do. Thank you very much for listening to me. It helps me. I ain't gonna lie. It helps me to just get. It helps me to just let things kind of go sometimes because I think I I think it's an exercise for all of us sometimes. Like, I don't know. This helps. You know. Yeah. Hey, honey, are you still up? Huh. Well, you left me all alone. Thank you, Jamal Williams. I appreciate you being here with me, man. I didn't know if you were still here or not, man. I can't be honest with you. I didn't know you were still here. I didn't know. I've been on here a long time though, ain't I? Sorry about that, guys. Man, it's been an hour and 10 minutes. I get in here running my mouth. My wife, she done went to bed. I didn't even know she went to bed. You know, good night. I didn't know. She knows how I am. She knows how I am. I come in here talking to myself for the next 4 hours. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I just sitting here. I love it though, because I get bored and it's like, why not just come in here and turn this thing on, man? It might be somebody stop in and yell at me or something and get to talk for a little while. And I just appreciate y'all being here. I really do. I appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with me, man. It's awesome. Thank you, man. You're 100%. You're saying 100% correct, sir. That's all I'm about, man. These days, you know, I've learned to count those little blessings along the way, because for a long time I didn't, and that sucks. When you look back on 20 years or something, and you're like, man, I wish I'd have just took a little bit more notice of the wonderful things in life instead of it's like I don't know. I just wish I'd have took more notice of the really wonderful things in my life and not just let things go by so fast. Thank you, Miss Trishana. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate. Thank you very much for saying that. I do. I thank you, because I do enjoy this. Believe it or not. I don't care if it's just the two. I don't care if it's just. I don't care if it's just y'all two. If you got something you'd like me to ask me or talk about, I'd love to. I don't care. I don't care. Ask me anything you want. We'll talk about anything you want. Anything. I don't care. Okay, that's a good question, Jamal Williams. There is no such thing yet as a rhyme or reason. I'm just going to be honest with you. I started doing this it ain't been too many days ago now. And the first time I did it, I just did it. I didn't even know exactly what happened. I appreciate you saying that, Jamal. But I have not do y'all think I should do a better? I just started. Like, this is only like my fourth or fifth time going live, so I didn't know if I should try. I didn't know if I should be scheduling. I didn't know. I didn't know. I was just like, man, I'm just gonna just hit the button and go live and see who winds up coming in. But I may at some point come up with, with a better schedule, like, hey, I'll be on here at this particular time. I just felt like, to just get started, I was just like, well, I'm just gonna turn it on and just get used to it. You know what I mean? Thank you, man. Thank you. I agree with you there, Jamal. There's something about personal testimony for me, that that gets me more than any you know doctor of divinity or whatever. I mean, that's cool too. I appreciate education. Don't get me wrong. I do. I appreciate education, but I also appreciate hearing people talk about, most importantly, I guess, how it worked in their life. Like, I get the whole book knowledge of most, kind of the book knowledge side of stuff, but I just like hearing people talk about, like, how did it really, how did it affect you, so that I can correlate that with how it affects me, so that I can see how it'll work in my life. And that's how I've always, like, talked to inmates that come up and see me that I was locked up with. There's still some that come and see me, and I know that when I'm talking with them, the worst thing I could do would be to try to overwhelm them with scripture and this and that and all that. Not saying that they don't love hearing it shared, because they do, but the approach to talking about it and getting the conversation going for me, I like to do it in a way that's real life. Like, man, if you want to hear what I had to say, then I'm going to have to relate this back to the way it affected me in my life. And then when I tell you something, I can repeat that story a million times because it's the truth. It's not a sermon, it's real life. And I don't have to try to not that sermons aren't great. I mean, I love sermons, but what I mean is I'm not a preacher, so, or I'm not a counselor, or I'm not that. So when I try to talk to people about that kind of stuff, I do try to like just relate to my own life, be as, as sincere as possible. You know what? I appreciate you saying that, and I do like to feel like that I listen. That's one thing I found out. I spoke about it one time earlier on live, and I spoke about it in a video one time. That for me, the most growth I've seen in my channel as far as just starting a new channel, because I just started in September. I didn't know anybody, had never done this. Well, I didn't even know how to grow a channel. I didn't know how to get subscribers, or I didn't know none of that. Well, once I figured out kind of how, how to work, how it worked, how the everything functioned, and got used to like, okay, you go and whatever. But I found that, man, for me, I can't just come on. I don't think, other than videos that I didn't appreciate of certain things that you click on along the way, that you're like, I ain't watching no more of that. Like I didn't, like it just, nah, I ain't watching that. But when I come see somebody, it's in my heart enough that if I'm going to click on the video, I'm going to watch the whole entire video, and I'm going to listen to the whole entire video. But getting back to my point, the whole idea of growing for me, that's been my secret sauce, is I truly do watch. And that way, when I comment on something, then I can comment in a way where that person 1000% knows whether I was interested in the content or not. Does not matter. What I look for is sincerity, and is there good effort, and is their message at least worthy of hearing. And as I do that, I look for details. I'll look through their. I ain't gonna lie, and I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm not at all. I know that you probably already know all this, but for me, it was new stuff. But I started going through, instead of just watching the video and then making my own comment. I started going through and studying other people's comments. So now, instead of just going through and making comments from my heart, which I still do, I'll go through, I'll read every comment in somebody's page that's been commented on a video. And then I will purposely go back and watch a video again if I have to find a specific something that I didn't see nobody else in the comment pin on. And then I'll mention that in a thoughtful, kind, and I mean it in a sincere way. But that's been my secret to reaching out to people without begging nobody to come to my channel. I'm not gonna. I don't do that. I don't beg nobody for nothing. Uh, but I do, and it works. I mean, it for me. I don't really. I don't want 5,000 subscribers and only 50 of them that want anything to do with anything I got going on. I'd rather have 50 that was just true blue 50. Like, hey, that's my people. That's who I get on here and I reach, and I know they're gonna come see, and I'd be happy with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel that way. Uh, the more the merrier. Obviously, I get that. All that. But that's not like my ultimate. That's not my ultimate motivation. So it frees me up to talk about anything that I want. Thanks, man. Well, I appreciate you asking me to play my guitar, because as a musician, anytime somebody, one thing I learned a long time ago, Jamal, you don't let nobody call your bluff. So if you claim to be a guitarist, or you claim to be able to sing a song, or you claim that you've wrote a song, then if somebody calls you out and says, well, hey, can you sing a song? The last thing you want to do is not be able to at least sing a song. You're right. I mean, if you claim that you can play, I didn't ever claim that I was a Guthrie Trapp or a Vince Gill on the guitar. I said I like to play the guitar and I like to sing. Didn't say how good or how bad I was. I make a point to make sure that I don't say how good or how bad I am. But you know what I'm saying. Like you asked me to do this, and then it's like, okay, well, I'll have to sing another song if he's gonna ask me to, because not too often that you get to just be on a phone where somebody can type in something and ask you. I might do a request line one night, man, if I'm able to. Just let people come on here, and if I can play something they ask for, then I'll play it. You know what I mean? Because I can play I can play just about pretty much anything that I know the words to, as far as to sing. I can at least bang around the chords a little bit, and then there's a few songs that I can technically, I guess, pick pretty well. I mean, just by default, just by playing for a long time. I'm not a picker though. I live around some pickers that are really good, like make me look like a scrub, and I feel like I do okay, but they are really good players. But hey, I don't care. I just like playing. Whatever. But I do appreciate you asking me about my music, or asking about or talking about the music, because it's a love, man. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Um, Sean is yeah, man. Sean does some good music. I have actually shared a song that he did, and I've been to see a couple other songs that he did. And Jamal, I don't know if you knew this, but me and Sean done a dual live podcast, or do a dual live thing last night. Maybe it was last night. Maybe it was last night that we did it for the first time, just to see what it was like for to do a what do you call it, collaboration, like to collaborate together. It was cool, man. I got to speak to him one on one, like face to face, like in real life. Like he was able to talk back to me, I was able to talk to him, which there's a certain few people that I'm pretty sure that I'm going to meet along the way, that it's worthy. I don't mind that, because that's what I'm in it for. But yeah, we got to do that together, which was really fun, man. I didn't expect for anybody to even be interested in doing it, or vice versa, or anything like that. But it just worked out that me and Sean, we seem to have there's a kindred spirit there. There's enough of a difference between the two of us that it seems like we have a good bounce back off one another, especially just getting to know each other, because we're new friends, and I'm going to say friends, because I give that. I give that. We've spoke in person. We're no longer just YouTube buddies. I've spoke to him, through the phone, face to face, FaceTime, and I feel like he's a good dude, and I like that. I like that. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's what uh I think it was last night, man. We done a it's on my page. I didn't name it. I think I just put on there going live. I don't remember exactly. But it's me and Sean. Yeah, man. And it's cool because I did it right through the YouTube thing. And yeah, it was me and him. Like it was a split screen, but we were able to talk at at the same exact time and share with each other. We had people coming on and talking and everything, just like we're doing, except it was me and Sean, dude. Yeah, it was cool, man. I Me and him both was like, dude, I can't believe like this is like it was easy. It was actually really easy because I didn't know, I didn't know how hard or whatever it would be to do that kind of stuff. But man, it was just hit the button, like go like you're gonna do live or whatever, and then that part that says collaborate on it, you just hit that button, and then like if you wanted me to collaborate with you or vice versa, then once you hit that button, then it'll bring up this prompt that says shared link or what did it say? Copy link or and then share link. But anyway, you just hit the share link, and then you go through your thing like you're going to send a text message or whatever you're going to send to somebody, and it sends them that link, and then they go to that, and then man, they're on there with it. It was really cool the way it worked. I loved it. I loved it. Yeah, that was neat. That was something I was not expecting. That like because we don't live, Shine lives far away from me, and I didn't expect that we would be able to do. But it was neat, man. It was fascinating for me to be able to sit there with another person and in real time be able to comment and everything, man. Yeah, it's on there. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's on Shine's channel and it's on mine. But either one, you'll be able to find it. But yeah, it's on there. I don't remember what I called it, man. I just wrote some. I think I wrote "going live" on it. You'll see it. I think it was 1 hour and 5 minutes is how long we were on in total. But you'll see it. It was cool though. It was cool. Just because of being able to do that simultaneously, right? Like right, it was just like we were sitting, just like he was sitting here with me, talking with you guys. Except he's sitting at his house, I was sitting at my house. It was fascinating, man. Really, really cool. But I think moving forward that we're going to try to. We're going to try to do that together once in a while for everybody, and just have a gathering place where everybody can come in and, everybody chat it up and ask us questions or just kind of do like we're doing now, man. And just have fun, let everybody get together, talk, and say whatever you want to say, ask whatever you want to ask, and for me, having someone there to bounce off of really. Well, even this, even you being, even y'all commenting and stuff, it helps me to be able to like bounce off of you guys, like feed off of the power tonight. It's crazy to me, Jamal. I swear, man. I still am fascinated by the technology that's out here, because I had let a lot of it slip by me. I didn't need to know it. Sadly enough, I mean that's just me being honest. I was never a computer guy, so to speak, and I just never was really big on a phone or nothing. I know how to use a phone. I'm not a caveman, but I wasn't, I didn't know all the tricks. I didn't know, like, I didn't even have, like, YouTube on my app or nothing. Like, I had YouTube. Don't get me wrong. I had YouTube, and I did have a little channel. I never put nothing on it. I had it so that I could just go through and look at stuff back years ago. Back when YouTube, long time ago. But I never shared any. I never done anything like that. And then Facebook, same way. I didn't do nothing with that. I didn't learn anything. But then, man, getting on here just this past summer in September, well, fall, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I didn't realize how much all this had like I just didn't realize. I didn't realize all this. I didn't know. Didn't know. Music. I was saying that. I think it was last night. There was a young lady from I think she said the Netherlands. That she misunderstood something I said and asked me again, which I'm glad she did. But I was talking about how music doesn't, You can have a whole bunch of different languages in the same room. I only know one language, and that's, I hate to even sound ignorant, but I know American. That's all I know. I don't know anything else, okay? I ain't going to say I know English because I know I don't speak really good English. I just speak. But you can put a whole bunch of different languages in the same room. You may not be able to talk back and forth with words, but if you play a song, it don't matter what language they're from. If they know a G chord, or if they know what key you're in, then they can play the song whether they understand your language or not. Um, yeah, I'm still learning, man. I'm still learning. I don't know how old you are, but I'm 47. I'm just old enough that I didn't have nothing like this in school. We didn't have to do computer. We didn't have to do it. They had some. The computers that we had in school, the best I can remember, they were about the size of Volkswagens. So, they weren't nothing like what we have these days. Nothing like that, man. But it was my own fault. I should have started right then learning how to use computers. But we didn't have one at home. My family was poor. We were lucky to have a TV. We weren't poor. You know what I'm saying? No, we didn't have money for computer. My mom and dad wouldn't have had no computer at home. That wouldn't. We didn't do computers. My family just wasn't into that. My dad was a carpenter. My mom was a school bus driver. Nobody needed no computer back then. But that's fine. Back then, you didn't really have to have one neither. You didn't. But nowadays, you better have a little bit. You don't have to have a whole bunch of technology skill, but it is good to even like the email thing. I'll be honest. I had an email, but I didn't use it. I mean, it was just the email to me. If you want to talk to me, you can call me. That's how I was. Emails, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, okay, everybody else got an email. Well, let me get one. And then you're like, well, I don't know why I got an email, because I don't email nobody, and ain't nobody email. All I find on my email most of the time is a bunch of junk stuff that I don't even know where it come from. So, and it's like, okay, I got a junk collection on this side of my phone over. I got to swipe that way, so it's over here on this side of my phone. That's what I call it, my junk collector. But then I do get my messages, my comments and stuff through however that thing is. But I guess it's your email. But you're going to be 44 this month on Thanksgiving. Well, no kidding. Happy birthday, man. It was my mom's birthday yesterday. That's awesome, man. I was listening. Hey, thank you, Mr. Sean. I appreciate you still being here, man. I do. I appreciate both of y'all still being here. This is fun to me. I enjoy doing it. I wish that I could hear y'all's voices back. It would be cool to be able to audibly hear somebody say stuff and ask you things. I try to read what's going on. I wish I could figure out how to get, and I will, how to get it on my computer at the same time that I'm able to see you guys on doing your typing, because I can't read it. I can't read it real good. I can read it, but I have to I have to get all stupid looking up in the camera in order to get to it. Right? I swear, it'll scare you away from doing this stuff if you get on here and you start trying to watch these videos of people, like how to start a YouTube channel videos. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the how to start a YouTube channel for beginners. And you click it on, and there's somebody on there that's like, dude, you're doing stuff that I feel like I need to go to college just to even think about doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, me too. I'm still learning. Hey, I'm with you. The whole email thing, I never needed no email. I mean, what do I need an email for? You can text message me. I got a house phone. You know what I mean? My buddies call me on my house phone because they just know. Like, the email guy, I might be 2 months down the road and be like, hey, I wonder, oh, well, I got some emails. Email, whatever. But, I do like learning about it, but I like learning at my own pace. I like doing things my way. And that's why when I started this channel, right out the rip, right out the gate, it was like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And I don't really care about what everybody else does. I'm just going to do exactly what I'm doing. And beyond that, hey, it's out of my control, right? I mean, that's how I feel about it, though. I mean, because these videos I looked at, getting back to that, seriously, you got some jacklegs sitting here talking about, oh yeah, you go on here and then you go over to here and then you got to make sure that this setting is here, and you're like, yeah, man, do you realize how hard it was for me to even find this little YouTube thing so that I could even watch this video? And now you're wanting me to sit? No, man, I can't do that. I can't do that. I just can't do it. There's some of these things, and it kind of upsets me too, because I got to thinking about it. You got on the banner, it'll say, how to start YouTube channel for beginners. For beginners. I know what beginner looks like. Okay, I brush my teeth every morning. I shave every so often. I know what beginner looks like. Okay, and then you turn it on, and no kidding, you turn it on, and you got some dude on here going, and you're like, whoa, there's no way that I can do that. Not even with the hat. Like, not even with this on. There's no way that I can do that. I can go put the glasses on. I can put the hat on. And it ain't going to happen. Okay? So, it's like, I'll just do it the way I want to do it. And I feel like I'm winning. You know? It's just since you what now? Yeah, yeah. I will. If you're talking to me, catch my live. You're gonna have to go look at it now. Are you going live now, Mr. Sean? Are you going live? Because if you are, I'm gonna come over for a little while. Or are you already done that? Is that what you're saying to me? Trying to understand. Or you might have been talking to somebody else. I don't know. Oh, you can't take me seriously with the hat. Sorry about that. No, all right, I'm back. Sorry. That hat does help, though. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, I am gonna. I am gonna be over to see your live. I promise you that. I came over and I made sure that I knew your channel, and I did know your channel. I thought I did, but I think I was thinking about the second name, that like the snapback coach, not the snapback Trishana. I think that's why I was having trouble getting it, because I was like, well, I came back to Ozark Jerry's page and I'm like, oh, it's recorded. Okay, you'll see me. I'll go check it out. I promise I will. But I went back to Ozark Jerry's. You were still there, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to find it. And then when y'all said that, I'm like, I know who. Okay, it recorded now. You can go back and look at it. I promise I will. I will go back. You know, I'm just now starting to realize that, like, with the whole notification bell, I stopped doing that on when I first come on here. One, because I really didn't know exactly what I was doing at that point, and just a couple months ago, and I started getting notifications like all the time, and I was like, whoa. Snapback coach, because that's the name. Okay. All right, cool. So I do have the right, I'm going to the right place when I left you a comment. Yeah, it's a full hat, man. My wife said that I wasted aluminum foil, but I don't feel like this is a waste. I mean, y'all know how much a custom hat costs. I mean, I got like $25 in this hat. I got aluminum foil, and look at that. It fits. You know what I'm saying? Like it. I like it. I don't care how ridiculous it was. You know what I mean? I don't care. I'm in this for me, and it helps me. It makes me feel better, so I just use it. Is Snapback live now? Is that what is? Are you? Is Snap? I think she's live now. Is that? Are we talking about Snapback or are we talking about someone else? Because if she is, I'm going over. If she's live now, is that what you said? Or because I think I read she said that she recorded her live. I think we're going to have to go check it out. Yeah, if she's live, yeah. If she's live, I'm game. I'm gonna be over there. I thought she wrote on here that she had recorded it. I'm gonna look on my, see if I can. Yeah, she said, it recorded now. You can go back and look at it. Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out. Definitely gonna go check it out. Well, look, man, I really do appreciate you guys hanging out here with me, man. And dude, I will. I promise you, I'll be to see all of you, Jamal. You know, I've been to see you, and now that I know exactly who Snapback Trishana is, you will be seeing me. I just appreciate y'all being on here and talking with me, man. Guys, this is good therapy for all of us. I would, like I say, I wish that we could hear each other, hear each other talk back. But, that's YouTube. They can't catch up with us. I mean, what can I say? We'll just have to wait on them to catch up. But I do appreciate you guys coming over, and I will be over to support each and every one of you. As I get my opportunity through the day, I try to break it up and come see this many during the morning a little bit because I can't sit. I'm just not the guy that can sit and like just go through. I can't just keep going through over and over. I can only go through about 5 or 6 small videos, and then I gotta give my brain a break and get up, move around, and do what I gotta do, and then when I have a chance, then I'll do it again, and I try to do it at least 3 or 4 times throughout the day, and if it's a longer video, then I try to, when I click on it, I stay. I don't never give y'all no partials. I don't do that. If I come watch one of your, if I turn it on, then I watch it. I owe you that, and that's the way I play this game. That's been my secret to my sauce. Is I just go and see people, and I comment on their stuff, and I try to be as sincere as I possibly can be, and I let everything else just be whatever it's going to be after that, and that's the best I can do. But just know that Snapback Trishana, Jamal Williams, I appreciate you guys being here with me. This is such a fun. I can't express to you how much fun that I truly have doing this, and I can promise you that if there isn't not one other soul that's supporting you, I'm going to be there. You will see me, and you will know that I've been there because I make it a point that when I come see my people that I'm supporting personally. Obviously, we got to go see other people and new people, but the ones that I support personally, I always leave them a comment. You will never just get a thumb up button from me. Sometimes on my comments back, like if you've left me a comment, if it's something like a repeat reply or something, then I may do that. But as far as when I come to your channel, I leave a reply so that you know that I was here I seen your video, and I'm there to show love. So just know that I want both of you that's been here riding with me. I appreciate it, and I will be coming over. You'll see me. You'll know that I've been there because I will. And as soon as I learn a little bit more about this, maybe I'll be a little bit more better at it. Maybe be able to give y'all a little better experience. But for right now, just know that I appreciate y'all. I do all this. Um, I I get it. I do too, Mr. Shauna. I do. And I found out fast when I first started doing this that I truly do have to divide my time up, because I realized quick that I could not. I couldn't dedicate. I have too many other things in my life going on. One, and I just didn't want to. I don't want to come be fake to people, man. I want, if I'm gonna come watch your stuff, I come watch it, and then if I don't want to watch no more, then I don't come. I just won't, and that's just the way I am, and that's the way I have to be. But the people that I get, that I get to meet along the way, it's worth doing that. Play your music and then engage with your audience. Okay, are you meaning that uh are you meaning like as I do these kind of things, like play a little bit of music and then talk with everybody, and then play a little bit of music, and I like that idea because it gives me something to feed on, something to work towards. Uh, I'll try to have a little bit better sound and everything maybe next time. I didn't really expect to be on here playing, but I'm glad that I was able to. But yeah, okay. Well, I will try my best to bring y'all as good of experience as I possibly can, and the best I can possibly say it in the most sincere way that I know how is I thank you sincerely, both of you, whoever anybody else is that might see this. I really do thank you, but you two right here for chatting it up with me and giving me some good feedback like this right here, and just letting me talk some things out means the world to me, and I appreciate it, and I will be by to reciprocate the love to both of you the best way that I know how. And from that, I'm going to say good night to you all. Godspeed to everybody. I love all of you. I'll be putting both of you guys. I will be saying your name in my prayers tonight, and I thank you very much. I do. I thank you for coming by and supporting me from the old state of Virginia and this old country boy. I appreciate y'all, and you guys have a wonderful night. I'll be seeing you. Thank y'all.